Hey little artist, Birdie here with the second video tutorial of the little joy box. In this video, we are going to be painting the 8x10 canvas that has the fox, the bunny, and the words winter friend along the top. I am ready to paint with my 3 brushes. I've got my large flat, my medium brush, and then my tiny baby brush. I also have all 6 of my paints ready to go. Okay, so let's get started. I like to paint all of the stuff at the top and then work my way down. So I'm going to start by painting Winter Friends with blue. I'm going to use my liner brush for this step. And I'm going to dip it in the blue and I'm going to just take my time and fill in all of these words. Now, because it's winter, I am, in my painting, deciding to leave my sky white. Kind of like if it was storming out or there was a winter storm. Sometimes when the snow is blowing and or falling, the sky can turn white, which is super pretty and kind of fun to watch. So that's what we're doing in this painting. But if you wanted to have a nice bright blue sky, you could use the blue to paint the background sky. You can always use markers or crayons or even colored pencils on your canvas or any of your art pieces if you want to. Sometimes it's fun to use different types of art medium and even mix them together. A lot of times I'll use markers and paint in the same painting. And this blue is such a pretty blue. It is really just a nice blue for the winter time. I wonder what your favorite color is. As you're painting these little letters for the Winter Friend title, just remember to go slow and take your time. Don't get frustrated if you accidentally paint outside the lines. The more we paint, the better we get. And with practice, we're able to have a little bit more control over our brushes and stuff. So if at first you can't get it just right, don't worry about it. The next time you paint and every time you paint, you're just going to get a little bit better and better every time. Okay, there is our Winter Friend title. So next I'm going to paint the fox, and I'm going to paint my fox red. Actually, let's do a little color mixing. I'm going to grab a little bit of red because I want more of an orangey red. I'm going to use my large flat brush, and I grabbed a scoop of the red and put it in one of my pots. Next, I'm going to grab a scoop of orange and put it in my pot and then mix that together. It kind of makes more of a red fox color. I'm going to grab just a little bit more orange. Kind of just play around with mixing colors is fun. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to come in and paint this fox here. So I'm starting down at the bottom on his body. And then when I go up to his ears and face, I'll probably switch to a smaller brush. Remember to use whatever brush feels most comfortable to you. If you want to switch and use a different brush at any time, different than what I'm using, then absolutely do so. All right, I'm going to switch now to my medium brush here. Let me put my liner back up there. And let's paint his face or his ears and around his nose. So I'm going to leave the inside of his ears white. And so I'm going just nice and slow and taking my time, working my way around the ears. And then under his mouth and under his nose is white. So I'm making sure to leave this part white. Again, going nice and slow. I'm also just painting right over his eye because I can still see that because of those special score marks. And I'll be able to paint over the orangey red after it dries. Okay, I missed a spot down here. There's a little leg down here that we still need to fill in. So I'm going to come in with my smaller brush and do that. There we go. Isn't he just so cute? Okay. Wash my brush. Nice tap, tap, tap. Tap the water out, and then we're going to squeegee it out. And using my medium brush still, I'm going to go back to the blue, and I'm going to paint his scarf blue. There we go. All right. Wash my brush. I'm now going to switch to my tiny liner brush, and I'm going to get some black, and I'm going to fill in this little nose here. So again, just taking my time, going nice and slow. And when you're trying to get just a tiny little space like this, it's important to just use a very light pressure because then your brush will just make tiny little marks. If you use a lot of pressure and press down really hard on your brush, you're going to get big marks, and then it might, your nose might get a little bit bigger than what is there, which is okay too if you want to have a bigger nose. Okay, so then I'm also going to fill in the little eye. So he's got the closed eye, which is just a little half circle. So again, just use a nice light pressure, barely touch the canvas, and go nice and slow. I'm also going to outline where his tail is because I feel like we can't see it now that we've painted over, or we painted down there. So I'm going to take my brush with a tiny brush, and with a really light pressure, barely touching the canvas, I'm going to fill in where his tail is and then his back leg. Okay? And I think that looks so super cute. All right, so let's wash our brush. And I'm going to go and switch to my medium brush now. and grab some of the brown to paint the bunny. Does anyone have a bunny pet? Or maybe had a bunny pet? When I was a little girl, we had gerbils as pets, and I always wanted to have a bunny pet. But we got a cat instead, and we love our cat anyways. All right, there's that. And then we're going to put the bunny, we'll fill the bunny ears in. Okay. Okay, and let's wash our brush again. Let's decide, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with a red scarf for the bunny. So we're gonna paint his scarf red. And again, I'm just using my medium brush for this. But if you wanted to switch to the liner brush, the tiny brush, you can. Use whatever brush you want. Okay. Okay, we're going to switch now again to the liner brush, and I'm going to go back to black, and I'm going to just put in a little nose, just a little dot really. And then I'm going to fill in the little eye, which is just a half circle. So go nice and slow, barely touch the surface, and put a little eye in there. And then I'm also going to bring out his, I'm going to trace over his back legs here so we can see those. And then his little arms here, we'll put a line there. Okay, we are almost done with our canvas. Just a few steps left. I'm going to bring a little bit of blue down into the ground area where they are standing, but I really want a super light blue. So I'm going to use my medium brush here. I'm going to scoop out just a little bit of white into one of my pots, and then I'm going to go grab just a little bit of blue. I'm going to mix that together. Sometimes our snow looks a little bit blue or gray. You could always use gray as well. And especially if there's a little bit of snow glistening off the snow, it kind of sparkles and looks a little bit blue. So I'm just taking a little bit of that color down. I'm not going all the way down to the end, but you definitely could just fill your ground in with a little bit of that light blue. There we go. Okay, one last step. I want to put a little bit of pink in the ears. So I'm going to grab some white again from my pot using my little medium brush. I just need a titch of white, and then I'm going to grab just a titch of red, and I'm going to make a pink to put inside the bunny's ears, like the pink bunny ears. I've got a pink there. And then I'm just going to bring in a little bit of pink right there. It's just a little brush stroke. We press down, drag, and lift up. And we've got his two pink bunny ears. And you could even then just put a little bit of pink in his, maybe he's got a little pink tail even. And there we go. That is our painting. You could definitely add some snowflakes. We could do that. Let's do that. I'm going to use the back of my brush. Actually, I'm going to switch. Let's switch to our large flat. It's got a bigger handle, so it's going to make bigger polka dots. So I'm going to go into the blue, and I'm just going to start tapping out in the sky. And the blue are like little snowflakes. And I know snowflakes are typically white, but I've got a white background, so I'm pretending my snowflakes are blue. Just tap, tap, tap out here. And doesn't that just look like such a fun winter scene? There we go. Now I think we are done with our large canvas painting. So I hope you had fun painting your canvas. Remember to use your stands to display your art. So you have in your starter kit a stand that looks like this, came like this, remember, and then we slot this together. And your starter kit will explain how this all works the starter kit video will explain how all to use this. But we're going to put our stand together, and then we can take our piece of art, and it sits right down in, let me see if I can turn it to the side so you can see, it sits right down in there like this. And then you're able to display your special art all month long. Okay. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have fun. Enjoy painting your 8x10 canvas art piece, and I will chat with you in the next video. Bye.